There it is. This is not a Thrive patch. This is birth control. Just throwing that out there. Anyways, so the first thing I wanted to say was welcome. If you have any questions at any time, please put them in the chat box here or in the chat that we're all in together on Facebook. And I'll be more than happy to answer those. But I guess I'm just going to go over like the things that I had planned. But like I said, if you have questions, just drop them and I'll get to them. So the first thing I wanted to say was if you're brand new, like even if you're not brand new, it's really important to understand like you do not have to know everything right now. You're going to learn as you go. Like you don't have to know everything right now. You don't have to like even have an idea of everything right now. Like it's okay. Take a deep breath. It's literally going to be fine. Starting out is the hardest thing, but once you get started, you're going to be fine. So don't think like, oh my God, like I've been in a month or I've been in 2 months and I still don't know what this is or that or, whatever it is. Like just, it's okay. Take a deep breath. Ask your upline. Trust them. Work with them every single day. Practice talking to people. And then honestly, that's what it's all about is like talking to people and, figuring it out, trying to learn basically. It's just like any other job, like training in any other job, right? Like literally if I were to go apply for a job anywhere else, it would take me at least 2 weeks of training to really figure out like what I was doing. And even after that, I'm not going to get good until like what, 3 or 4 months, right? Or maybe even a year. Everybody's different. So realize that, this is just like any other job. You're not going to sign up and money falls from the sky. You're not going to sign up and know everything and be like perfecto this. Like it's just not happening. So just remember that because honestly, that's the hardest thing being new, I feel like, because I feel like people think that, they just join in and this is going to be so easy. And then they're like, oh my God, like I actually have to learn this stuff. And it's like, yeah, just think of it like any other job, right? So that's one thing I wanted to say. Another thing is stop giving yourself a time frame, right? If you have this thought in your head, I literally want you to destroy it, okay? If you think to yourself, oh, like I'm just gonna do this for 2 or 3 months, I'm gonna give it 2 or 3 months and then I'm gonna quit. I'm going to see how it goes for a month or a couple of months, and then I'm going to quit. If you have that thought, literally burn it. And I'm not kidding because here's what's going to happen. If you have that thought in your head, you're literally going to sit here all day and find reasons to quit because you've given yourself a time frame. In the beginning, I gave myself a time frame because I was so broke. I was like, okay, well, I do have to pay for my website, so I'm going to give this 3 months, and then if I don't make killer money, I'm going to quit. Well, guess what? I did horrible my first month because I literally I was giving myself a time frame of when to be successful when it wasn't really, my decision. You know what I'm saying? Like, God didn't say, okay, Allison, like, you have 2 months and that's it. Okay, like everybody learns differently. Everybody takes a different pace. Everybody, goes different routes. So don't give yourself a time frame. Number one, that's, even if you don't believe in God and all that stuff, like just don't give yourself a time frame, okay? Because if you do, you're literally going to drive yourself to quit. You are on the road of failure if you have that thought in your head. Like when I joined my upline or somebody said that and I got that thought out of my head and that's when I started doing well. So don't give yourself a time frame. Don't say I'm only going to do this a month and if I, don't make killer money, I'm just going to quit. Like stop, seriously. You're taking yourself down a horrible road and you're going to be really upset if you do that. So don't do it. So this is basically like a list of tips that I kind of wanted to go over. So stop saying that you're trying just to make yourself feel better. Like, people come to me all the time and they're like, well, I'm really trying. Okay, well, you're like handicapping your abilities right here. Because if you say like, oh, I'm trying, it's different than saying I'm giving it all I got. Those are two different things, right? Because trying to you might be, asking 10 people if they want to try the products and then they say no and you give up. That could be trying, right? Because you tried 10 people, but it didn't work, right? But you only tried 10 people. Did you give it all you got, or did you just try, right? So stop telling yourself, okay, well, I'm going to try this for a month and see if it works. I tried so hard today and it didn't work. You're handicapping everything, your abilities, right? So don't say those things. Give it all you've got every single day consistently, and I promise in 30 days you're going to be shocked by your success. Seriously. So, another thing that goes in with that is excuses. Excuses are these things that are basically like crutches, right? That, give you, these crutches to where you think like you're doing all this work and all this stuff. And in reality, like, you're just using excuses to control your life. Like, you might say today, okay, well, I didn't get around to messaging because I was so busy because of this, because of that, because of this. And I see you on Facebook sharing something. Like, come on, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that isn't me trying to be like mean. Like, if you share something on Facebook, I don't think you're working. That's not true. I share stuff on Facebook all the time and I'm still working. My point is that if you say you don't have time for this business and then I see you sharing stuff, you have time for Facebook. So you have time for this business, right? So get to work, and just stop making all these excuses, right? If you don't know me, I'm no fairy that fell from the sky. I was literally just like you. Like, if you just started, I was just like you. I had no clue what this business even was. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. My enroller, like, I had my enroller, but I didn't know anybody else other than her. Like, I saw all these girls in the chat. I had no idea who they were. I didn't know what the products were. I literally joined this company and I did not know what the products were. And I have no shame admitting that, because I joined for a reason. And I was going to do whatever it took. But then I ended up joining the best company in the world, which was crazy because, that's just crazy lucky. Like, it was literally a gift from God that I joined this company, right? Because I could have fell into any other trap. And this isn't one, but I'm saying I could have fell into a trap because I literally wanted to make money so bad I would have done anything. Anyways, if you don't know me, I literally took 18 credits in school. I was a paramedic student and I hated my life because I hated where I was going to school. And I literally, it was just bad. I didn't have friends. I gained weight. I ate my feelings. It was just bad. So, I was unhappy. I was broke. I didn't have time for a job. Like I said, I had 18 credits, like 6 labs to go along with that. And then I had clinical, and I shadowed a doctor on the weekends. So, I know what it's like to be busy. I know what it's like for you girls that are in college or, whatever it may be. I know what it's like, but you literally have to remember that, number one, this is fun, right? This is a fun business. All we do is talk to people and answer questions and be there for people and love on our team. Like, seriously, this is exciting. This is fun. So, I always tell people that say they don't have time, everybody eats and everybody uses the bathroom. Take those times to work your business. Seriously, when I was in college, I used those 2 times to work my business, and I charted myself to diamond. If you're not sure, that's one of the ranks, and that is on average $2,000 a month. If I can do it, anybody can, because I was literally so busy, and it was crazy. So if I can do it, I'm nobody special. I know you can. So next thing I wanted to say, stop paying attention to these haters, y'all. Please, gosh, you want to have some haters, okay? Like, if you've listened to any Grant Cardone book ever, he even says it, like, you want to have haters, okay? So don't worry about these people that literally are saying, oh, that's a pyramid scheme. Oh, you're going to lose money. Like, literally, get rid of them. Have confidence in your company. Know what you've got your hands on, right? If you're not sure how we make money, look up our compensation plan and see how we make money. Like, stop listening to these people that don't know what they're talking about and educate them instead of argue with them, right? Or just block them because they're really not worth your time. If their family's saying stuff, like, literally I've had to get rid of family. My sister, right, just joined Thrive. If you don't know what Thrive is, it's a competitor company. Here I am sitting on thousands of dollars, like literally making a legacy for myself, and she joins Thrive? Somebody tell me in what world? Anyways, long story short, don't worry about these haters, okay? Seriously, if they're family, I blocked her. Get rid of them. Seriously, get rid of them. I don't care. Like, this is me. This is my business. This is my journey. I don't care what nobody's got to say. Seriously, bye. Like, get rid of all these haters. Like, you want to have some haters because it's going to build you up. But get rid of them. Don't let people sit all over your Facebook and say stuff, okay? If people are saying negative things on your Facebook, you need to get with them. Delete the comment. Don't keep it up and argue with them. Maybe argue with them like once and then delete your comment too. That's what I do. But then message them privately and be like, listen, you know, this is my business, and, you know, if you've got questions, you can message me privately. Like, I'd be more than happy to discuss, like, what we offer, what we have, tell you the truth about this company since you don't know it, like, whatever it is. But then if they still are bringing you down, get rid of them. Okay, let me tell y'all something. I made $50 my first paycheck with It Works. Was that good money? Well, no, not necessarily. But guess what? It was $50 that I did not have before that I worked really hard to get, right? And it wasn't even, I worked really hard. I really just learned the business and, like, figured out, you know, what the heck I was doing for once. But my point is, I had people saying, you should quit because that's $50 and that sucks, right? And they were like, nobody makes money in this company. Like, you just made $50. Do you really believe you're going to make any money with this? And guess what? I could have quit. I could have said, okay, yeah, you're right. Listen to my haters, right? I could have done that. Guess what? Now I do this full time. I'm sitting right here in this luxury apartment that I would have never been able to afford with my bachelor's degree that I was going to school for. I have a car sitting outside that is very nice. I would never be able to afford. I'd still be living with my mom, miserable, in my apartment, blah, blah, blah. I could go on, but my point is, don't listen to the haters. I could have quit. You know what I'm saying? Why am I going to let one person take my success away? Why would I do that? So think about that when people are saying negative things. Block, delete, get rid of them, whatever you have to do. I hope somebody needed to hear that because I'm ranting now, but seriously. Another thing, these are all like little short tips. Stop comparing yourself to other people in the business. Okay, maybe you joined in January of this year and somebody you know, maybe on the team page, joined the same month you did, and they're diamond and you're ruby. Who cares? Okay, literally, who cares? That person probably worked harder than you, but are you going to sit there and keep comparing yourself and be like, woe is me? Or are you going to get to work and do what they did to get there? You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to spend too long on that, but just don't compare yourself to anybody else. Your journey is unique. Your journey is your journey, nobody else. That's all I got to say about that. Okay, so one thing that's very important in this business that you have is something to self-develop with. And I know that I preach self-development all the time, and some of y'all like still don't really like listen to it. You don't really believe in it, but I'm telling you, once you start doing it, it's going to be addictive. It's going to change your life and your business, and you're going to absolutely love it. So self-developing is basically like bettering yourself and your business by positivity and knowledge that you might not know before. So it's basically like it's not like, what am I trying to say? Like meditation. Meditation's a little different than self-development, but you know, whatever you need to do to get your mind right, to get your focus right on this business, like whatever it is, to build yourself up. I have a few books, and I don't really read a lot. If I read, it's in the morning for about 20 minutes while I have coffee or something, and then I'll start my day. Other times I'll download audiobooks and listen to motivational things that are going to build me up. Because if you sit here negative about your business all day, you're literally only going to attract negativity and have negative things happen to you all day. So definitely don't do that. You know, don't hurt yourself. Self-develop at least 30 minutes a day. I'll send what's it called? I have a little file about what self-developing is and why it's important, that kind of thing. I'll send it to the chat again. But just know that self-development, like this business, is 99% mindset and like 1% skill. So if you believe you can do it, you're 100% right. So what else was I going to say? So stop. One thing that really bugs me is when people come to me and they've like, man, I've worked all day and I've messaged all day and this just isn't for me. Like, this isn't working. You know, nothing's happening, so I'm just going to quit. Okay, well, here's the problem with that. Maybe you messaged 100 people and they all said no, right? Which is highly unlikely, but let's say that were to happen. Are you going to quit after you just told 100 people about your business and about your products? Like, those 100 people know what you have now. They know who you are. They know what you're about. They may or may not be interested, but they more than likely are, or they're going to be interested in the future. You just threw away thousands of dollars because those people are going to eventually sign up. And if you're not there to sign up with, they're going to find some other distributor. So why give up? Seriously, I'm not going to spend too long on that. So push through hard times. That's my other tip. Push through hard times. I don't sit up here made of rainbows and butterflies. I literally don't, okay? I did not get to Double Diamond by sitting here and doing nothing, sitting here and complaining, sitting here and wishing I was Double Diamond. I mean, I did wish, but I had goals. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference. So, you know, stop thinking that, oh, she has it all together. Oh, she's Double Diamond because she has a friends list where everybody said yes. All her followers said yes, and it was just so easy, and everybody signed up. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I've had so many distributors quit. I've had so many people tell me no. I've had so many haters come to me saying, oh, your business is a scam, blah, 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 all this stuff, right? Did I give up? No, and that's why I am where I'm at. Kind of like lost track of my words there, but that's why I'm at. Anyways, y'all get the point. So, you know, stop saying, you know, or thinking that I have it all together, that Cassie has it all together, that your upline has it all together. Whoever you look up to has it all together. They've literally been through the same things that you're going through. They've been through, you know, in the business, they've been through the same people, or not the same people, but they've been through people saying no. They've been through tough times. They've been through, you know, people giving them crap, distributors quitting on them, customers not wanting to order the next month. I mean, they've been through it all, But the difference is they kept going and they didn't complain and they kept looking for more people instead of giving up. So that's my other tip. Push through the hard times. That's really where you're going to find success, is through the hard times. Here's my other biggest tip, and I want everybody to do this. So if you're not near pencil and paper, get to it or pull up your notes. And I want you to write down 3 reasons why you started the business. And if you want to, share them in the chat. I think that would be really good for everybody to see. But, you know, maybe even however many reasons, you know, why ever you joined the business, you know, put it in the chat or write it down. And remember that, okay? This is really important because people often lose track of why they joined. And that's literally why they may or may not be successful. For example, you can't get anywhere without a map, right? So write down why you joined. Maybe you wanted, you know, a car. Maybe you wanted to be able to help your mom with bills. Maybe you wanted to pay your own bills. Maybe you want an apartment. Maybe you're saving for a house. Maybe you just wanted extra friends. Maybe you just wanted to get out of depression. I mean, I've had girls join because they literally wanted to get out of depression and wanted, you know, something else to focus on. So whatever it is, like, and if you don't have to share it if you don't want to, but, you know, have it for you, okay? Don't lose track of the goal. Figure out why you wanted to join, you know? Go back to that day where you signed up with whoever. Maybe you joined today. A few of you joined today that are on here. But yeah, that's absolutely awesome. So when I joined personally, I needed a car and I was depressed and I needed friends. I had absolutely no friends. And when I say I had no friends, like I legit did not have anybody. Other than my friend that lives in Georgia, which is like 7 hours away from me. So, you know, that we were distant friends. It was hard. So I literally had nobody. And now I have legit the best people I've ever met in my business. I love that. 30,000 student loans. That's crazy. Yeah, I have a lot of student loans too. So I wanted, personally, so when I first started, I joined because I wanted a car. And that was literally it. Kind of just wanted a car. Now my why has changed. So now I do this because I do it full time. I need to make a full-time income. B, I need to pay for all these things that I'm able to have now. And C, I want to be able to, I mean, my dream is to go ambassador with this company, take my team all the way to the top. And, you know, whatever your why is, like, you need to think back to that. Like, when I think back to why I first joined, I'm like, okay, I joined for a car, I got the car, now I need to focus on, like, you know, things I want now. I want to be able to provide for my future family. I want to be able to have the life that I had when I was a kid, because I was very fortunate as a kid until I was like a teenager. But I was very fortunate, and I want to be able to pass that on, you know? So think about those things. And then when you think about quitting, or you think you've had enough, or you've been messaging people and maybe you forgot why you're even messaging people. Think back to why you're doing this. And I promise you, you're going to keep going. Because, you know, like when I went double diamond, my why at the time was because I literally needed to pay for this apartment. And I knew that if I didn't go double diamond, I would lose this apartment. And that's something I did not want to do. So every time I was messaging people, I was thinking, you know, okay, I've got to pay for this apartment. I've got to do this because of this. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's awesome. And I'm seeing these, and they're amazing. Like, and I don't want y'all to forget about these. Like, write it down wherever you need to write it down and remember it. Create a dream board. and print out some pictures and think about, see that every day and think about, okay, well, I'm going to have this by this date. For example, I wanted to see my first $5,000 paycheck with It Works in August, and I made it happen. When you put it down on paper and you make something happen, I promise it'll happen. You just have to remind yourself constantly why you're doing it and what your goals are, and it's going to manifest. So I won't spend too much time on that. Thank you all for sharing. So if you're in school, here's one thing I want to say, or if you've been through school. When you're in school and you get there the first day, maybe you've signed up. Zoom will give you a one-time offer to extend this meeting. Oh, we have unlimited time. Okay, I won't go crazy or anything, but I want to get through this, and I'm like halfway there. So think of this like school. If you've been through school, think about it this way, right? So when you're in school, maybe you signed up for a class that was kind of hard, and you're excited about it in the beginning, but then a couple weeks go by and you're like, oh my God, like what did I get myself into? Like this is actually harder than I thought, and this is something I don't know that I can do. And then that point where, and I don't know if y'all have this problem, but I have super bad anxiety. Until I started doing these Zooms often, I would literally have to go, like after getting off these Zooms, sometimes it still happens, I literally have to go to bed because I'm like shaking so bad, like it's crazy. It's not like I'm scared of y'all or anything, like it's just straight up anxiety. So thankfully it's not happening right now, but when I was in school, I would go through a class and they would say, okay, so our final is to have a 10-minute oral presentation. My face was like, I was like, I'm gone. I take the F, I'm out. And that was seriously me, y'all. And if that has been you, that, that's scary. But let me tell y'all something. It feels so good when you get it done. So good when you get it done. When you're literally like, okay, this is going to be so hard, but I need this class to graduate, or like I need this to take this class for whatever reason. And you get there to the end and you're freaking out because you have this oral presentation or like whatever it is, presentation in front of people. Yes, public speaking. I had to take that to graduate with my associates, and I was literally like, that was the worst class in the world. And I wanted to get out of it so bad. But seriously, like at the end, I was so proud of myself for getting through it. So my point of saying this is, like, this might be scary for you in the beginning. It works. Doing this, something out of your comfort zone, maybe this is scary to you, but just realize, like, you're going to get through this. As long as you stick with it, you're going to get through these hard times, and you're going to be like, wow, like I made it. Because I remember when I first joined and I did not have it together. I did not know what I was doing. And I look back now and I was like, wow, like I'm so glad I listened to my upline, and all those things she was telling me make sense now. And like I'm proud of myself for getting through that hard time in the beginning, to where I was just so scared. And so if you feel like that, it's normal, and it will pass. And as long as you keep trucking on, you're going to be fine. Yeah, I love seeing these whys. Worst class ever. It really was. Anyways, so think of this, if you have to, think of this like school. You kind of just have to get through it. And then once you've, the best feeling really when I was in school was studying really hard and then doing really good on a test. And then you're like, oh, like I nailed it. Like, think about, if you have to think about this business like school, because it's like the only thing comparable, like do that. Because, you're going to push through these hard times in the business, and then you're going to be like, wow, I did it. It's going to feel amazing. So next tip, be the leader you want to attract. And I went over this last night, but seriously, like, oh my gosh, that's awesome. That's really exciting. So be the leader you want to attract. Don't expect, to sign a distributor that's literally going to enroll all these customers and do, amazing things for you if you're not willing to be that amazing distributor that works hard every day to accomplish those goals. So really, really be the leader that you want to see join your team. Because if you're not, you're going to sign up people that are going to be the same as you, lazy, doesn't enroll customers, doesn't stay consistent, post every now and again. Like, you don't want something like that on your team, so don't be that person. That's all I'm going to say about that. If you're brand new, the hardest thing is getting started, and people are just now realizing that you have a business. So, like, you have to realize that it takes people a little bit of time to A, realize what you're doing, and B, to trust you and figure out what you're doing. So, a lot of people don't join this business until they've watched somebody X amount of time. Because they want to trust the person that is going to train them. You know what I'm saying? So be patient and be understanding with people, and realize that not everybody signs up right in the beginning. And it's totally fine that they don't, because guess what? You're still going to be here. You're still going to be doing your thing, and eventually they're going to join you. So next tip. I already went over that. Oh, I don't know what I wrote down right here. Oh, okay. So when somebody says no, take that as a not right now. Don't take offense to it. Don't think, oh, my products suck. Oh, nobody wants to join my business. Like, don't think all of those things. Somebody might be going through something in their life where they physically don't need to join a business right now. Maybe they're, whatever it is. I can't think of any reason why somebody wouldn't want to make extra money. But, try to understand people and realize that they're going to come back when it's time for them. So, realize that when people say no, it more than likely means not right now. When I forget who it was, one of my distributors, she watched me for like 6 months before she joined. And, that's not something I took like, oh, she thought I was going to quit. Like, I didn't take it personally. I was like, I understand that. I watched my enroller for 3 months because I simply didn't understand it, and I was too shy to like ask. And I don't know, it was just different to me. Like this job is a little different than most jobs. So I watched her for 3 months, and then I finally joined off of a post about her pumping gas, because I was just so excited about going home from my college that I hated. So what else was I going to say? So stop complaining about your business. Stop blaming the company on your success. Stop blaming your mom, your sister, your brother, your grandma, like whatever it is. Stop blaming people for your success. You're the only one to blame for your success. And literally, guys, our team did $1 million in sales. Just our team within the company, not the whole company. Our team within the company did $1 million in sales last month. Okay, so it's not the company, it's you. Okay, so stop thinking like, oh, like nobody wants to buy these products. Everybody's already had. This girl literally told me today that everybody she had messaged had already had the products. And I was like, okay, well, how many people are you talking to? Because every person that I've like ever talked to has never heard of the company. Like, legit. So, I mean, a few people here and there, but like, it's the excuses thing, right? That creeps in, and you say that everyone is saying this thing when it's really just like two people. And then you look back and you're like, oh yeah. And I think that's something we do as like humans. We like look at something and we're like, yeah, like I messaged so many people, and then you look and it's like 10. Like that happens to me all the time. So you just have to like look back and like realize, okay, like I got to work a little harder. Okay, not everybody said no. It was just one person. So don't put yourself down. What else? Stop expecting people to know who you are and what you're about if you're not posting or getting the word out. Like nobody's going to know. They're not magically going to know, oh, Allison signed up for It Works last Tuesday night at 11 o'clock. Nobody knows unless you like post something about it. You know what I'm saying? And you constantly post about it. You got to literally like blow up people's feed and get yourself known. I don't care if you think you're ignoring somebody. Annoying somebody. I literally don't care, because if somebody is annoyed by me, they can literally block me. It's that simple. So like, don't worry about annoying people. Seriously. Does Bath and Body Works annoy me with their emails? No, it's just kind of there, and they keep sending them, and I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? But that's their marketing. Like, no, I'm not interested right now, but yeah, I'll probably buy some candles before Christmas. So that's the mindset. Just because somebody says no right now doesn't mean that they don't want to lose weight in January when they have extra money. You know what I'm saying? So if you have distributors, please love on your team. Be proud of them. When they get their first customers, really congratulate them, because that's a big deal. Think about, back when you joined, your first customer was everything. I remember my first customer, and I was literally like freaking out, bouncing off the walls. Like, that's how they're going to be. So you need to, in return, have that same level of excitement, and celebrate with them. Let them know that's amazing. Even if you walk them through it step by step, I don't care. Tell them that's the most amazing thing that happened today, because it is, right? They're brand new and they just signed a customer. So really congratulate them and love on them, because your team is everything. And you want them to be there with you, and you want to see them do well with you, Also, as far as distributors go, be their friend, but do not get attached to people. Do not, and don't take this the wrong way. I love every single one of y'all, and I hope you stay and go with me all the way to the top, because I want that more than anything in this world. But if you quit, it doesn't bother me. It legit does not bother me. You're only hurting yourself. This girl quit today, and she was like, sending me literally like this big of a text message, like telling me all these excuses, saying like, I'm so sorry I let you down. That didn't let me down. You know what I'm saying? Like, it legit did not let me down, because I don't let people get into my head that much where I'm like, I need you so bad to succeed, because that's not me. I will help you because I'm your mentor, right? Or maybe like I'm not your mentor, like your upline isn't me. But here's my advice. You know what I'm saying? Like, I legit, like, it's not going to hurt me as much as it's going to hurt you, because I'm still going to have success in this business, and I'm going to find somebody else who wants this. But you, on the other hand, if you quit, you're not going to have this opportunity that I have. So in the nicest way, be close with your distributors, love on them, but realize that you can't get close with them, because then if they do quit, you're literally going to be in tears and fall apart, and you won't have a business, and that's not worth it. Like, people are going to quit. People are not going to give this as enough time as they need to give it, and that's simply like their fault, and you can't change them. But you can be there for them and help them, and try to convince them not to quit. You can do literally whatever you want, but my biggest tip is to not get attached. because anything could happen tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? And your success starts with you, right? So be the lead, goes back to be the leader that you want to attract. Next tip, do not post inappropriate things on Facebook. Just don't, guys. Like, literally, we are not a strict job, right? Like, we have Facebook and we interact with people and we share funny things. And I share funny things all the time. And I think it's hilarious because Facebook's great with memes. But you know what I'm saying? Like, don't be inappropriate, like arguing with somebody on Facebook, like calling them names, like where everybody can see it, because literally, guys, that is the worst. Nobody wants to join somebody that looks mean, that looks like they're a bully. Nobody likes that. Or, you know, somebody to argue with. Nobody wants to join somebody like that. So keep it in your inbox. If you have to argue with people, please do it. If somebody's saying bad things about your business, like that's a little different. You can defend your business and keep it on there if you want. I recommend, you know, maybe sending one comment to get your point across and then blocking and deleting. But don't share inappropriate things. You never know who on your team you might be offending. Seriously, like you know, you might, and this gets a little technical, but you might not like, you know, gay people. And honestly, I don't care if you do or not. But if you have somebody, you know, that's about to join your team that is gay, you're going to literally offend them. Okay? And they're not going to join your team. And I've had somebody, you know, on another team, like not join somebody because of that. Don't be that person. Be accepting of everybody. If you want people on your team, if you want a healthy team, because everybody's different, don't argue on Facebook. Don't look like a bully. Like, that's all I gotta say. Like, if you want to argue on Facebook, all I can say is people might not join you because they're going to think you're a bully. They're going to think you're mean. If I thought my enroller was mean, I would not join her. Sometimes she's scary, but she's not mean. She's very scary. Anyways, so another thing is don't be scared to come to your upline with help, even though I'm scared. I say I'm scared of mine, but like she just puts me in my place sometimes, which needs to be done every now and again. But always ask them for help. I literally, in the beginning, talked to my enroller every single day, and that was the key to my success because I asked her new questions every day. And that's how I really gained my knowledge on the business and got to the point where I'm at now, where I feel like I know everything in the business, but I still don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I still go to her. It doesn't matter what rank you're at. You know, like sometimes I'll ask her stuff and she has to ask her upline. Like, it's fine. We'll find somebody that knows, and we'll learn together. If I don't know something, like, I'm going to learn with you and we'll figure it out. So always ask questions, and really, like, if you don't have questions, then you're not working. We're not trying, because you should have questions every single day. You should run across things that you're like, okay, what the heck do I say? Because if you're steadily working, like, I had multiple questions for my enroller, like, all the time, so I know that y'all do. You're never bothering your enroller. If I'm your enroller or somebody else is, like, you're never bothering them, I promise. So if you're new, or even if you're not, start believing that you're going to be successful. Even if you don't think you are, start believing it, and eventually it's going to happen because you believe in yourself. And I think that's all my tips. Yeah, we got through that whole paper. So 45 minutes, I did good. So this video is going to be on YouTube. If you have any distributors that couldn't get on that really need to hear this, and they want to hear me rant for 45 minutes, please send it to them. And I hope you'll have a great night. Thanks for being on. If you have any questions, please let me know. I guess I'm going to let y'all go. So have a good night, and I'll be in the chat if you need me.